Hello and welcome to the Weekly Rewind presented by Attractions Magazine. I'm your host, Theron White, and this week we go from Monday the 19th till Sunday the 25th. Starting on Monday, we were over at SeaWorld for the Kraken Unleashed roller coaster VR update. Now we were there and we noticed that it was taking quite a while, usually 7 to 8 minutes, to get people on and off the ride. Now that does seem like a long amount of time to be able to get one coaster ready. You do have to realize that they are cleaning the VR headsets, they're getting people on, they're kind of teaching them how to use it, making sure everything's correct. It is also their first couple of weeks of operation, so give them, till the end of the summer. I'm sure they'll get this down to a lot faster time. But as of right now, that is what we are seeing is about an average of 7 to 8 minutes to completely load and unload a vehicle and get it ready for the ride. Also on Monday, this baby sea lion pup was born at SeaWorld. It's incredibly cute, so I thought I'd let you see this as well. On Tuesday, we shared a link that allows Disney cast members to be able to go to the Disney Hub website and bid on arcade games that are at Disney Quest. Now, Disney Quest will be closing July 2nd, so then, of course, closing July 3rd, and the bidding starts July 4th. That is going to allow that some of the video games, it's looked like not all of them, there's going to be a lot of games that are sold, a lot of like arcade style games, everything from like the NASCAR ones to like the Jumbo Safari, and a lot of different ones, all different kinds, anything from about $100 to we saw all the way up to like $6,000 or $7,000. But you'll be able to bid on those and have like a piece of like Disney memorabilia that was literally right inside of Disney Quest for years and years, plus having an awesome video game as well. On Wednesday, after we finished filming the show, we went over to Madame Tussauds here in Orlando for the unveiling of a new wax figurine. That new wax figurine was none other than Justin Bieber, and we got to go there and they had a bunch of fans. They had some people from the Give Kids the World Village were able to go there for the opening premiere. So fans of Justin Bieber, media, all of us got to go in and kind of check out this new wax figurine. If you've never been to Madame Tussauds, their figurines are like freakishly good. Like the first time I ever went, I was literally waiting for someone to blink because it's not weird. I'm not saying that in a negative way, but they're so good. We have video and online on our YouTube channel that you can check out, kind of talking about how they make them, especially in the one about Justin Bieber, how they had to like update his like leg tattoo 2 weeks before the opening. Now, while we were there, we were able to take Robin, who's a fan of not only the show and Attractions Magazine, but a super fan of Justin Bieber. She was able to go there and meet him, as well as get the first kiss with his figurine. She said it was absolutely amazing. It's just how great, he was as to being in real life, because she has met him himself, as well as if you go online on our video, you can see she talks a little bit more about that. But she's been to a bunch of his concerts, met him in person, and so she said it lines up just like the real person. So if that's good enough evidence for you, you should definitely go and check him out. Moving on to Thursday, we went all the way back to June 22nd of 2013, where we shared the opening grand battle video for the Transformers The Ride in 3D. Now, there's a bunch of ride openings, that happens for either the park or just for an attraction or a show, and everyone does a really good job. But for me personally, watching this video, I was not there in person, I was blown away. I thought this is one of the better ride openings that I've ever seen. So it really, really impressed me. Having like the jets fly over and the fireworks go off, have all the vehicles, some of the actors from the film. So if you haven't checked that out yet, I highly recommend looking it up and watching it. It is a really, really awesome ride opening, especially if you are a Transformers fan. Still on Thursday, we were talking some about the Cars 3 film, whether it was on Thursday and throughout the entire week, kind of our review for the film on Cars 3, how you felt about it, how we felt about it. Did you see some of the overlying themes that were throughout the entire movie? And during this week, we were also sent some really awesome fan art by Stephanie Casada of Cruz Ramirez, Don't Fear Failure. So it was awesome that she sent us that, and we were really glad to be able to share it out for all of you to see. Moving on Friday, we were over at Funspot Kissimmee for their brand new Mind Blower wooden roller coaster. Now, this is the first roller coaster in the southeast of the United States to have an inversion. It has a barrel roll right over the load station, and let me tell you, it is amazing. I rode it 5 times on Friday for the opening. I will say, it's so stinking cool. It goes 48 miles per hour. I believe they said 89 feet tall, but you do this massive inversion. You have all these really sharp turns. It has just shaky enough to feel like you're on a wooden coaster, but overall, I would say the ride is actually very smooth, very new feeling. So I really, really enjoy it. I feel it is one of the better coasters at Funspot, and if you have a chance to check it out, totally go and do it. Also on Friday, our early night live reporter Vincent was with Attractions as we went to film a segment for the Music of Pixar Live. You'll be able to see more about this in a future episode of the show. But until then, here is a picture with Vincent having fun with Buzz and Woody as he was having an epic time that night. Lastly, on Friday, we were live on Periscope through Twitter for the Ignite Nighttime Spectacular at SeaWorld. And I was very impressed. That was an awesome show. It combines fountains and lasers and fire effects and fireworks, and the music is really good, and just overall, I just thought it was epic. It's part of their Electric Ocean event that they're having at SeaWorld this summer. So like for 2 hours before the fireworks, you could come out on the stage, which is right over the water, kind of dance to music. They had a couple different shows come out, like one guy spinning in one of those like glowing rings where you can like do flips and stuff inside of it, and then having a laser show as well. But overall, like it ended the night with this Ignite nighttime like fireworks show, and if you haven't seen it, I mean, it's epic. It was really, really good. I was very impressed. The colors were beautiful. The music was great. So just overall an excellent show, and congrats to SeaWorld and everyone who worked on that. On Saturday, we talked about the AT-AT or AT-AT walkers. Now, I had said last week how we had seen some of the pieces that were ready to be assembled, but this week we saw them actually standing. Now, I myself drove over to Hollywood Studios. I told you last week, once these things are standing, I'm going, and I wasn't kidding. I drove over to Hollywood Studios, waited near the entrance, pulled out the camera, and was able to get some of these shots. These things are so big, they're incredible. I know a lot of you know of or have seen the AT-AT AT-AT walkers that they have over at Star Tours. Whether, it's only in Hollywood Studios, not in Disneyland, but over in Hollywood Studios. And that one's very cool, it's very impressive, but it's not like to scale. Well, when you see these things, I can tell you, they're not 100% to scale. They're a little bit smaller. If you see some of the helicopter shots we were able to use from BioReconstruct, so thanks to him for that. They're not 100% to scale, but they are very, very close, and these things are massive. I was so excited to see them because I was driving by and I was like, I knew their general direction from some of the like helicopter photos, but I didn't know exactly where they were. And then boom, it clicked, and I was like, holy smoke, there they are, and they're incredible. Very cool. Very awesome. Makes me even more excited for Star Wars Land. Lastly, here on Sunday, we shared the new interactive elements inside the Krakatoa at Universal's Volcano Bay Water Park. Now, again, when we had said that they'd open, they weren't 100% ready to be open. They weren't at the full max of what this amazing water park is going to be, but we have seen that over time, more lighting effects, more water effects, everything has become a little bit better, and they've been starting to add things like they had said. So as we saw here in the video, you can see that there's going to be interactive stuff, whether it be through your Tapu Tapu or just awesome effects they're just having inside the volcano as it is. So it's definitely getting me excited. During the summer, I'm not exactly sure if I'll be able to go or at what time, but I know a little bit later in this fall, my family's going to be coming down, and I'm totally going to take them to it. So I'm sure by then it'll all be finished, and I'm really excited to check this out. And that is it for this episode of The Weekly Rewind, presented by Attractions Magazine. Thank you so much for watching this week. And my question for you, as I've said these past 2 weeks, AT-AT or AT-AT walker, I know it's going to be difficult to say it over text, but how do you say it? I know this has been a big debate that's gone on for a while. I've always said AT-AT, but I've been told by many mega Star Wars fans that it's AT-AT. So how would you pronounce it? And can you write that in text? We shall see, and I hope you have an amazing week.